I always thought it would be cool if you could go back and listen to the day-to-day of today's highest achievers as it happened, as opposed to 30 years later after they've made it. I believe there's a giant disconnect between ground zero and the top floor because we only see the top floor and the top floor only talks about the top. You know, how valuable would that be? And so it goes without saying, but I believe I'll make it there. And this is the documented journey through each level. My name is Bryson Sessions, and you are listening to the Bed Podcast. So I got the mic today. I'm at my desk, but we got a mic, and I'm standing. Hold on, what the fuck did I just say? I'm standing, but I have the mic, but I'm in the office where the desk is. I'm just holding the mic. It's plugged into my computer. Unnecessary intro. I don't know why I said all that. Whatever. Anyway, dude, so I've been trying to brain dump everything that's going on in my head onto this whiteboard that I have, as well as onto documents and paper and everything. Just the goal with that is to figure out what's going on and what needs to be accomplished first, given the projects that I want to work on based on the outcomes I want to happen. And so literally all I'm going to do is just kind of read the tiny little thing. I wrote so much, but my whiteboard's full. So I'm just going to read a little bit of this and share it with everybody, because this is definitely something that is going to be a key point in kind of self-discovery, self-development for somebody listening in 10 years from now, trying to figure out where they should start or whatever. So that's what this is going to be about. Just kind of, I don't know, the last week has been about structuring an organization and shit. I'm going to keep on that thing because that's what I'm focusing on heavily right now. And I actually just felt really good saying that, because I feel like I'm doing what the podcast says I'm going to do. I'm going to document everything as it happens, and that's it. Not supposed to be entertaining, not supposed to be funny, not supposed to be informative. It's just, I'm not supposed to teach anything. I just want to talk about what I'm doing and why I'm making the decisions that I'm making. That's it. It's the whole point of the show. So if the quality's good, then good. If it's ass, then it's ass. So be it. Like the outro says, could be 30 seconds and shit, or it could be 45 minutes and super crisp. Nice. I'm getting flagged. Crisp sounding. So anyway, I got an idea, and this idea came to me because let me start with this. So I recently took some time off of FedEx, and then also in the meantime spent some money. Spent about $300 for groceries, for, you know what? Few things I'll talk about soon, but spent a lot of money, and it was all great. It was much needed, and no, everything was fantastic. Okay. But I took 3 days off of work, off of FedEx. So right there, that's already, if you want to say that I take home $200 a day for FedEx, that's $600 gone. And on top of spending about $300-$400 on groceries, on miscellaneous things, whatever, on fun times, that's $1,000 weekend right there. And I'm not complaining. It was much needed. It was great. It was fine. There's the way that I see this, though, when I look at my finances and I look at the goals that I have, this just set me back a whole month, because FedEx, the money that I get from FedEx gets me the money needed to save and to invest into my first business idea, which is that pre-workout supplement. And you can go back, I think it's all the way episode 60 and on. Nobody's listened to roughly, I want to say half the shows, actually. 1 through 100, after about 30, 40, it dies down. Nobody listens to those. Nobody's gone back and listened. So that's fine. I don't care. But eventually somebody will. The people who want to learn more and who are aspiring to be something more will. And those are the people that I want to listen. So kind of a win-win there. But anyway, that's the business idea. That's the first business idea I have that I'm going to pursue, only for the sake of learning business, marketing, sales, ad selling, just product development, customer service. I just want to do that myself. I want to be in charge of that, and I want to learn everything hands-on and get my feet wet, hands dirty, whatever. Learn as much as I can. Learn the hard way, just so I can instill those lessons in me, so that when I move on to bigger and better things, I can say that I learned the hard way. I can say that I learned, from being boots on the ground, from actually doing it, as opposed to just reading books and whatever. And that's not to say that reading and learning from other people's experience isn't valuable. I just learn better hands-on, so that's what I'm going to do. So the weekend plus spending took me back a month. put that into the Excel sheet that I have. I looked at that. It confirmed to me that, now everything that was going to happen in July probably won't happen until August. And everything that was going to happen in August probably won't happen until September. And it is what it is. But it's okay because, and I always try to find the positive or the better reframe. I think I do at least. And so if it goes back a month, that just gives me more time to perfect the product, I don't want to say perfect, but just to get the processes better, to have more time to set up, to maybe in that month that it's pushed back, I learn a very valuable lesson that's going to save me money later. That wouldn't have happened if I didn't have to wait a month. So anyway, I was looking at the income that I get from FedEx and looking at how that contributes to the goal. So I'm going to need roughly 8 to 10 grand to start, and that's fine. I'm on my way there. But if I don't work FedEx, I'm fine as a survivor in life and with my house and with the food and whatever. I'm fine. But as far as getting this business to come to fruition, that would take years, because I would go from being able to save like $1,100 at the moment down to like $100 or like $200, and no good. So I actually don't know the hard math on that, but I know that we got a text. What's up? Let's check the text live right now. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Mom? Okay. Talking to you a sec, Mom. Love you. Anyway, so let's see. So I was looking at. So I just wrote keys to personal success at the top of the board, and I wrote the things that were most important for me in managing my goals, my stress levels, and what's going to be most important in getting to the end goal. So the first one I wrote, and I'm going to get back into the FedEx money thing, is meal prep. Always have meals and food. And that means I got to invest in some kitchenware. It's going to cost me more money, but this is going to be the number one thing for me. So I just need to look at recipes, look at good food, actually take that shit serious. Because if I have food to eat, I don't have to worry about figuring out what I'm going to eat. And if I even have groceries to fix something, and if I have enough protein or whatever. So that's number one. If I can just nail that and always have food and always have, if I can just take, even if it takes one full day to just get everything prepared, I don't got to worry about it for the rest of the week. Fuck, dude. Took me a sec to realize that, if I just don't meal prep, then the rest of the week is probably going to be stressful every day. And, but if I take the day to meal prep, then the rest of the week is smooth sailing. That's a good trade-off. And for some reason, it was hard for me to see that. So there's that. Next one is never miss FedEx shifts, and that's tying into what I just talked about. So that means that I need to focus on sleep consistency, because FedEx is very physically demanding, and I'm always gassed when I'm done. It's because I choose to jog door to door. I would even say run, but I don't walk. I try to do everything in one trip. I don't use a dolly because fuck dollies. And so call me bragging. I don't give a fuck. I just like to work my ass off to get home sooner. So that means I got to have a consistent sleep schedule. I need to have sleep dialed in. So for those FedEx shifts, that when I'm done with, I can come home and still have energy to work and get shit done. And this is the financial key, because if I don't do this, and if I don't take this serious, and if I dick off or I go slow or whatever, or maybe I call in more or I take more vacation time, that's going to move my goals back further and further and further every single time. So much so that taking one shift off lowers my progress for the month by 20%. That's fucking ginormous. And if I do 3 shifts a whole weekend, that's 60%. If I take 5 shifts off, which I only work 6 in a month, that's 100% loss, meaning I made 0 progress, and I probably even regressed a little bit. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not doing that. So under my control, to the best of my ability, I will not miss FedEx like ever again. And it's probably going to be that way for the next 2, 3, 4 years until I can get finances to be where they are. And actually, I'm going to talk about that as well. So, this is going to be a long one, I think. Already 10 minutes in. All right, cool. We're going to talk about everything. So third one is know what to work on and when. So I need to have the structure. I need to have the planning. I need to be better at time blocking. I need to know the day-by-day week plan. So at any given point during the week, I need to know that, okay, today's Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, so I got to make 14 pieces of content today to post on social media and to post on the company social media page as well. So that's what I'm focusing on today. That's all today is, because if I don't do that, it's like meal prepping. I'm going to have to try to get content on the way to work, or I'm going to have to try to take a photo while I'm at the gym. And I don't want to do that. I just want to have one day be boom, boom, boom. And that's not to say I'm not going to try to take photos for later and have it for Wednesdays when I do social media, whatever. That's just an example. But yeah, it's kind of like the meal prep of the media, the world. I don't know. So if I can just get so anyway, know what to work on and when. So I just need to know what day is what I'm doing on that day, because when I've noticed, I've been paying attention to when I get home from work and I know what I'm going to work on and I know what I got to do and what needs to be done. I'm on that shit, and it feels euphoric to get everything done. Like I come home from work, ice bath immediately, like within 3 minutes of getting home. Change out of my clothes, dry off, get into my gym clothes, walk to the gym, because I'm very fortunate to live so close to one now. Walk to the gym, hit my workout, come back. It's 4 o'clock. That means I have from 4 to 8:30 or 9. I'm just trying to sleep whenever now. I don't know. And I have all that time. It's even more time than I wrote down, that I budgeted for, which in and of itself is so exciting to think that I have even more time than I think. But we're going to plan on what I wrote down so that we get everything done in the time available. And then if so, we can take 30 minutes a day and dick off. I don't know. Keep myself in check. I don't know. But so I just need to know what to do when. And so that's part of the brain dump, because I want to know what I got going on in my head, put it on paper so I can visually see it, see what I got to work on. And then I can prioritize what needs to be done first, in what order. Because, for example, I can't make a business and then make the video, or I can't make a video talking about, hey guys, I have a business and I'm selling this pre-workout product, so come buy it, when I don't even have that yet. So obviously that would come later. And for me, I mean, that sounds so simple, but for me, putting that on paper in order and then being like, oh, okay, well, I can't do that until so-and-so, blah, blah, blahs. So I'm not even gonna worry about that. So I don't have to keep that in my brain anymore. It's on paper. Get there when these first 10 tasks are done. So that's my thought process behind that. It seems to be helpful so far, but we'll see as we keep going. And then the fourth one that I wrote here, which these are all the keys to personal success for me, and this is as of May 15th, 8:36 p.m., 2024. It's Wednesday. 65 degrees outside. Sun's going to set at 8:30. I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. So the fourth one is minimize distractions. And that's just to get me efficient work, get me better work, and allow me to do more work. And obviously that saves me time, but also allows me to get more done in the time that I do have. And I've noticed that when I allow my phone to kind of take over and I'm distracted, I get derailed quick. And then because I'm derailed, I get stressed out due to the lack of action. And then I'm discouraged because maybe I'm on social media and I'm seeing other people and I'm like, fuck, they got it going on, but what am I doing, And then it's like, dude, I'm on my fucking, why do I expect anything to happen? I'm just scrolling. Of course, nothing's happening. Of course, So those are the 4 that I wrote down. So just to recap, I got the meal prep, always have food, never miss a FedEx shift because I need the money to work toward my goals. Know what I need to work on and when. So that's the prioritization and the structure and planning and everything like that. Oh, I also wrote KISS and MIMS. And if you know what that stands for, that's awesome. But in case you don't, it's keep it stupid simple and make it make sense. So, I'm writing this for me. So I don't need to write fancy. I don't need to use full words. I can just write as long as I know what it means. I know how to get it done. Then all I have to do is just write maybe, I don't know, W for write. I can just start writing. So today's a W day. You just got to write. I don't know. Just horrible example, but whatever. So after I wrote that, and after I wrote the FedEx thing about figuring out how much % of my goal is reduced by how many days of work that I miss, I came over here to the left side. This is on my whiteboard, by the way, and I the days total for my overtime, I don't want to call it that shit. I don't know. It sounds corny to me, but so when I'm working on my dreams, I guess, when I'm doing the dreamer shift. Do we like that? When I'm on the dreamer shift, did I just coin this? I don't know. Dreamer shift. Okay, when I'm on the dreamer shift, that's corny too. Who gives a fuck, man? When I'm doing the dreamer shift, I am trying to figure out what days I have the most amount of time on to work on what things fit in those time frames. So, and I didn't even finish this list, but meal prep's got to be one. Content creation's got to be one. I have the Your New Norm podcast project, whatever. That's one of them. And then I look at my schedule and I'm like, okay, well, every other Sunday I don't work, so that gives me 16 hours per day to do whatever. And since I'm not even hitting the gym that day, that's 16 hours that I could spend at home. And 4, 5, 6 of those is spent meal prepping. But it's not to say that I can't at least listen to a podcast or I don't know, even have my laptop while I'm cooking to get something done. So anyway, on those days, I have a lot more time to do. So maybe on those days, I do the thing that takes the most amount of time, which is meal prep and, I don't know, what else do I got on here? Meal prep and, we'll just say meal prep and content creation. It's not going to be that way, but it's like, okay, well, I have the most amount of time to do this shit on Sundays. I'm throwing those on there. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, I only have 4 hours per day after work in the gym. So what do I do on those days where I only have 4 hours? It's like, okay, well, maybe on the one day that I have 4 hours, it's plenty of time to sit down, record a show with a certain topic in mind, video it, record it, and then maybe splice up 10 key parts of the recording and save those for social media later. And then voila, it's almost like double the 2 birds with 1 stone, where I have content for social media as well as the podcast. And then, so that's that day. And that's not to say that I wouldn't do anything else at all, because if I'm shipping things, I need to ship those orders. If I am handling whatever I got to handle, I need best quote of the whole show. If I'm handling whatever I need to handle, then obviously I need to handle it. So you can quote me on that one. You can post it on social media. Bryson Sessions said that. So very intelligent man. So that's kind of the idea. So I'm just writing what things I can dedicate to which days and roughly how much time is each one going to take, and then what days would those be best fit on. So I just wrote 3. I wrote meal prep, content creation, Your New Norm, and then I have 5 more or 6 more that I wasn't sure, but I just wrote them down because I'm brain dumping. So I put research and writing, so maybe social media or maybe articles for supplementation or nutrition or fitness, because that seems to be, and I'll talk about that in just a sec, where I'm headed. And then I have a personal development day, so is that when I do most of my reading, most of my writing for learning purposes, no matter what that is. Maybe I'm learning, I don't know, maybe I'm learning more about split testing for ads. Maybe I'm learning more about cold plunge or deliberate cold exposure for what I do every day. And I've actually been doing that. At work. So just pop a podcast in and start taking notes. And then I just go over those notes kind of while I'm at my desk. So it's pretty cool. But a personal upkeep day. So we got the laundry, we got the cleaning, maybe I'm going to get a haircut. Maybe I'm going to, I don't know, go buy an ice cream. I don't know. Just a day to get shit done so that I can remain in a clean, organized, appealing, well put together area, which is productive because it then reinforces work later and like if I'm working in a messy room, I'm going to be focused on all the shit that needs to be picked up, not the thing that I'm actively working on. That's the idea with that. And again, this is all just brain dumping. This is all what I just wrote down. It's crazy, already 20 minutes in, but education. So it's kind of like the personal dev day. So just learning more, trying to figure out more about the business that I'm in, or maybe about customer analytics, or maybe the demographic of who I'm trying to target, and maybe look at the results of past ads ran or whatever. So that's that. It's education, just focusing on improving. So I guess you could call it overlooking or looking over the data that I've been, the data that I've gotten for whatever things I'm doing, and then analyzing that, improving, working. what am I fucking saying? Next one. So networking day. So it's just about emailing, DMing, calling, whatever, trying to get in touch with as many people as I can, micro influencers, bigger influencers, to rep the product if they want, or to support what I got going on, just to introduce myself to more groups of people who might have a guy who can help me, or a lady that can do this, or someone who can blah, blah, blah. And I mean, everybody's heard it, but your network is your net worth. And I'm not knowledgeable enough to know that that is the case, but knowing more people and having more resources is never a bad thing. And I don't even have shit going on to know that. So, and the last one is outreach day. So I want to message 100 people a day, but given what I've got going on and the fact that I have AT&T, dude, there's no way I'm gonna message 100 people a day if I'm doing that not at work. Now, if I'm at work, AT&T for me is the worst, and I get virtually no signal at all. I've talked about this millions of times. Fuck AT&T. And so DMing would probably just be a headache for me. So if I'm DMing 100 people, which if I put actual thought and care into every single one, could probably get 15 done an hour. And if I'm just boom, 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 I'm sure I could get 16 an hour. But even then, that's at least 2 to 4 hours per day spent doing that. And now that's probably going to be one of the biggest keys, because if nobody knows about my product, no one's going to buy the product. And the only way that people are going to know about my product is if I tell them about my product. And the only way to tell people about my product is to talk to people. And so if I do that 100 times per day, that's 700 a week. I could even make the goal of 500 per week, because I will not be on my phone while driving for FedEx. So that's a whole other beast. So if I just made the goal to do 500 a week, that seems more likely, more attainable given my circumstances. And so that's 2,000 people that will receive a DM from me per month. And so what would that be? That'd be 24,000 people per year that I would have spoken to for free. And how the fuck are you going to tell me that of those 24,000 people, at least 0.1% wouldn't buy something, meaning 240. So 240, oh wait. Well, that's 10%, right? Yeah, that's 10%. So, wait, what did I just say, dude? 24,000. Yeah, why did my brain just do that, dude? So 24,000, 10% of that is 2,400. And then 10% of that, oh yeah. Okay, so 200, so you can't, okay, my bad. My bad. So you can't tell me if I message 24,000 people in a year that at least 1% wouldn't buy something. So when I put it into that frame and I look at it from that perspective, I'm only able to afford less than 300 products to start. So to think that it's only going to take me a year to sell those and almost double the income, well, not really, I'm not quite sure if I'll ever go into super deep analytics of profit during the time and making of these, because there's quite a disadvantage of sharing all of that, I would say. So maybe after a year has passed, we'll talk about that. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But anyway, if I buy, we'll just round up for easy numbers. If I buy 250 products and I message 25,000 people during the year, all I need is one person per day, because, all right, if I message 100 people per day, all I need is one person per day to buy one thing. That's it. No recurring. That's just kind of worst case scenario. One person out of 100 per day to buy one thing. And I will make my money back and more. I'll have a bigger amount in the bank to put toward the next order, to then grow to an even bigger thing. And hopefully within the year, I make a lot more than that, because I would like to grow faster. But again, this is for no other reason than to just learn business, get my feet What am I trying to say? I just want to learn business and get my hands dirty and learn shit and just get involved, just dive deep, figure it out. Cause I have kind of come to that conclusion that no matter what, I won't quit. So that means in another sense that this is my pursuit. This is kind of my dedication in life, what I'm working toward, and I'll be damned if I don't achieve it. And whatever happens, but this is what I'm going for. This is what is important to me. This is what I'm trying to accomplish in life. So that being said, this is what I'm going for. So I'm going to die or I get there. Those are my two options. So, yeah. So it's really reassuring to think that I only need to sell one thing per 100 people messaged. And maybe that's super ignorant to say because there's a lot of things I don't know yet. But 1% of 24,000 people, I don't know. It just seems like, how could I do that and not? I'd probably have to have a shitty ass product. But that gets me on to the next thing, which is, okay, how can I buy back some of my time? I would have to sell products, but I don't have any products to sell. And if I did sell products, that money would go directly back into the business. So I couldn't buy back my time necessarily unless I had a big enough margin, which I won't for a while. And that's fine. I'm anticipating that. I'm planning for that. So I got thinking, okay, how could I offer something to help people, but make it clear that I'm doing this not because I think it's a superior product, but because I would like the support, and the support will go a long way. So something that I know a lot about is working out. Something that I know a lot about is workouts themselves and exercises and what goes together and what doesn't. What intensity techniques are really good for targeting which, depending on what the focus is. If you're trying to gain strength, if you're trying to build muscle, you're trying to work on endurance, if you're trying to just spice it up, if you're trying to keep it exciting, if you're trying to just challenge yourself. I know a lot about that shit. And I love that shit. So the idea, and if you're listening, actually, please maybe send me a DM or tell me in person if you listen to this or whatever. For real, this would be the biggest help you could give me this early on. This is my second ask in 209 episodes. The first one was to rate the show. 6 people did that, which is thank you. But the second ask in 209 days is to send me a DM, say whatever, give me your feedback on this, and I'll approve it or whatever. Because here's the idea. So it's not, what I'm about to say is not meant to be the most superior, the most advanced, the most studied, the most scientifically proven, whatever. It's not supposed to be anything. It's just me sharing what I'm doing and giving you a lot of bundles or a lot of bonuses with it. So let me pull this up on my computer here. Okay, so you would pay a fee. That's probably a bad way to start it out, huh? Let's do this. So every 4 weeks or every month, you would be emailed a 4-week workout plan that I'm doing. It's something that I wrote for myself, for me to do based on my goals and what I'm trying to achieve. So that's just gaining size, strength, and that's pretty much it. It's trying to keep the fat off, but not worried if I do get some. It's all about getting strength and size, and fat always comes with that. That's just kind of how it works. So that would be, you would get workouts delivered to your email inbox every single day, or every day, whatever, every month, every week, whatever. It would be what I'm doing. You would know the exact same workouts that I'm doing, everything laid out perfectly before you. You would have, and this is what you would get. So you get a new monthly workout program that I follow myself and do the same days as you. So literally every day that you follow it, I would be doing that same exact workout. And for those that, I don't know, maybe look up to where I'm at physically, that would be something that someone might find valuable. And if nobody wants to look like me, then they probably won't want this period, and that's okay. The next thing would be you'd be able to follow the exact same program I do and keep up with an ever-changing program designed to push your limits. I'm not designing things to be the most optimal and blah, blah, blah. I I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years now. This is my 10-year anniversary of being in the gym. I've been focusing on keeping things challenging for me, not for the sake of getting bigger or stronger, but they do indirectly, but for the sake of keeping it exciting and something that I can be like, wow, I actually did this new lift and I did 200 pounds on it. That's crazy, whatever. That's the goal there. So you sign up, you get a workout every month. You don't have to worry about anything. You get the email, you just look at it, you follow the program, and that's it. How simple is that? But wait, there's more. So you get all previous months worth of the workout programs forever. So if I do this for a year and then you decide to sign up, well, you now have May 2025 and every month from the last year as well. So you can go back and do June 2024 on I don't know. You can do May through December 2024 and January through April 2025. You would have access to all those. So you would just be stockpiled in workouts forever. You would never need a new program. You would just have so much. And so you get that forever. So no matter when you sign up, you'll always have those. And if you sign up right now today, which is not even available, you would also get them all forever. You could keep them or donate them, whatever. You could send them to your friend. I don't care. Wait, there's more. You would get a rep max chart to measure your strength. And this is super complex idea in my head because everybody does a typical 1 rep max based on the weight. Or there's a calculator and it's simpler. But my goal, and it's a headache to even think about, but I want to make a chart based on every pound of increments of 5 and the 1 rep max and how much that would be for each up to 15. And then the reverse. So if I can get 15 reps or 14 or 13 or 12 or 5, 4, 3, 2, what should my 1 rep max be based on that? And so that chart for every increment of 5 pounds would be ridiculous. It would be huge. And that's honestly something that I think is really just better off being as a calculator. But I would love to include it. I'd love to make it my own. But just the headache and then giving it to somebody and then trying to explain how to navigate through that might be difficult. But that's the idea. Again, just kind of brain dumping. But wait, there's more. You would get macronutrient estimates based on your weight, height, age, gender, and level of activity as well. And again, like with what I just said with the rep max chart, it would be so inclusive that the chart would be so big that it might be hard to navigate. So again, one of those things that might be better to just give very general can't say recommendations because I'm not trying to cure, treat, or prevent any illness or disease or injury or whatever, but give estimates based on your goal of what your macros ought to be if you want to hit those goals. So it'd be tough. But anyway, wait, there's more. So you get discounts off of all future, my company name here, products. So when the pre-workout comes out, you would get an X amount of discount just for being subscribed to this workout monthly deliverer service. So that's that. Or I've thought about reversing it. You buy a product, you get a free month of this. So that's the idea. But wait, there's more. You would get an exercise substitution list that explains which exercises to do if you can't do the ones listed. So if I'm doing, for example, if my first exercise is bench press, but you get to your gym and all the benches are full, you don't want to wait. Well, the next thing you could do, or you should do based on the goal here, is dumbbell chest press on a flat bench. And okay, so you walk over there to the bench, to the free weight. Looks like all the weight that you want to use is taken, and maybe there's no flat bench. Okay, well, that's fine. Do incline, see if your weight's there. If there's an incline bench, then do that. If not, and everything's taken up to this point, fine. It's all good. Sucks. But just do a machine chest press. Okay, you don't have a machine chest press? Okay, well then just do dips. Okay, oh, you can't do dips? Okay, just do push-ups. Okay, you don't have arms, you can't do push-ups? Okay, we'll do cable flies instead. Just a whole chain of what to do if you can't do this. So that way you'll always have something to do. And even if you want to do your own program, or you just want this for the sake of having it, you'll know which exercises to do if you can't do a certain one based on the goal. And so another example would be a barbell deadlift. Okay, you can't do barbell, do dumbbell. Okay, you can't do dumbbell, figure it out. Do kettlebell, do some bands, whatever. So just weighted deadlift. You can't do those. Okay, fine. Do some back extensions. Okay, you can't do those. Do the back extension machine. Okay, you can't do those. And then, so on and so forth. So you get a whole list of the main exercises with that, and that'd be yours to keep forever. You could post it on your fridge. You could share it on social media. I don't care. It's yours. Do what you want with it. But wait, there's more. You would get an intensity technique list on how to plug and play each intensity technique into your workout. So, in case you don't know, an intensity technique is something like a superset or a drop set or a rest pause set or a cluster set, whatever. Something to spice it up, to make it harder without really changing much other than the technique and the time spent doing the movement versus the amount of weight, whatever. Just really simple ways to make training harder and to get better results. So that's that. So you get how to do a superset. And then what is a superset? How to do it. 3 examples. How to do a drop set. Definition, how to do it. 3 examples. A triple set, a quad set, whatever. Those are pretty much the same thing as superset. But compound set. A lot of people get those mistaken with superset. And then literally a whole list. And if you want to Google right now intensity techniques for bodybuilding or for whatever, I'm sure it'll pop up with a list that is fairly easy to look at and read. But if you just put all of them into one paper and put my spin on it, because it would look nice and be easy to understand and read. There's so much bullshit out there, dude. Then you'd have that. So that's one more thing you'd have. But wait, dude, there's more. You'd have tracking sheets to track all the workouts if you wanted. It's included. And you would have an Excel sheet that you can either use on your phone or you can print out and track on paper or whatever. You can just keep track and measure up your progress and keep track of where you're going. So that's that. And you don't even have to do it. All this is included. You don't even have to use it. And then what? But wait. Actually, that's it. But there would be a 30-day, 120% money back guarantee. No questions asked. So you could, I will literally pay you 20% to cancel. If you think it sucks that bad, I'll give you money. Also, thank you for trying me out. So all that, and you have 30 days for me to pay you if you want. Just to clarify, you'd have to cancel. You wouldn't have any access to the program moving forward. But hold on, there's a fucking big ass jet. I missed it. So anyway, that's all that included. Okay. So you get all of that up front and everything backlogged. You get all of that. And here's where I'm going to be completely open and honest and transparent with how I'm trying to structure it. And do with this what you will. But I thought about keeping it simple and just, $10 a month. It's all yours. Or I do something like, okay, it's $50 up front because I'm giving you so much shit up front. You can pay for that and leave. And you get everything. You could just steal it. So as a way to kind of shy away from that, $50 up front, and then every month after that, it's only $5 a month to stay with the workouts. But you pay $50, you get everything that I just said. And if you wanted to cancel after that, you'd pay $50, and then I would refund $50 plus I would give you $10 because that's 20%. So I'd give you, I would pay you $10 to give you my shit if you wanted to look at it that way. No questions asked. If you hate it, see you later. It's all good. Thank you for the support. And that's how all my businesses and products and future services will be. If you don't like it, it's all good. Thank you for your support anyway. I'd like to make it right, but if you don't want that, all good. So that's that. So all that to say, I want to buy back some of my time. Now with this business model of the 50 up front and the 5 monthly, I would need to sign up 4 people per month, which I think is very doable. I could be so ignorant and naive to all this. But if I do 4 people a month, that buys me back. So that's $200. That means I can take a FedEx shift on Sunday and I can punt that motherfucker. Meaning I get my Sundays back. I get 1 Sunday back. Now if I sell 8 people per month, and I think that's also very doable. It's very doable, but given where I'm at in the social media world, it's probably not good at all. But anyway, got big dreams, whatever. So we're going to be looking back at this when I have like 10,000 people doing it, and I'm like 8 people. 8, But I'm grateful for every single person who even considers. That's so cool to think about. So anyway, 8 people, that buys me back 2 Sunday shifts at FedEx, meaning I don't have to work Sundays again for FedEx, meaning I get 16 hours more per month to work. 16 hours more. That's so much time. And now if you want to double that, then I get 16 a month. That gets me $800. And that $800 would allow me to buy back 4 FedEx shifts total, which means I could bail out on every Friday and every Sunday, meaning I would have 32 extra hours per month to work on whatever I got to work on. That is so much time. See, 32 hours, how many hours are in 30 days? So 680, is that right? 720 hours in a month. And if I can buy back 32 of those, that's almost 5% if I'm not mistaken. So that's 5% of my month back to me. And I'm still making the money that FedEx would make me. So that's where the whole thought process with that is. So if I can take everything that I'm doing here and make a great product, make a great offer, and hold on. So I'm gonna backtrack real quick. The reason why I want to do this and kind of focus on this for a second is because all I have to do to work toward the main all I have to do to work toward the main goal of saving up the money to invest in my first product launch, all I have to do that is work FedEx. Me working FedEx is me working toward that goal because I need the money, the capital to buy the product. After that, it's all on me. And that's when other things take precedent. So, where the fuck was I going with that? So, let's see. Okay, I guess I'm going to pause and rewind, dude. Jesus. That's right. My bad. I'm sorry that my train of thought just happens to derail every 5 minutes. But so the reason why I'm focusing on all this now is because all I have to do work on the main goal is work FedEx because that money is going to that. And without that money, that couldn't happen. So as long as I work FedEx, I'm working toward that goal. Very, very simple. So I work FedEx, I get the money. That money goes into saving. That money that's in savings goes to buy my first order. That's that. But in the meantime, I can work on this. It's very low maintenance time and cost. I mean, I maybe have to pay for a Shopify thing or a website to host a subscription or some kind of automatic email that sends the workouts every 30 days. I don't know. Maybe that costs some money. But once I make everything, I mean, I make my own workouts anyway. So it would take maybe an extra hour or two per month to add the details and add the descriptions and add kind of why I'm doing the things I'm doing per month to help people and to use that money to buy back my time to make better products, to make better quality shit, to use my time more on building the thing that I want to build, which in turn helps more people and gives them better products because my attention is focused more on the end result as opposed to like all the money that I'm getting for all this is going to go directly toward business. And so I guess in some ways, if I'm using this money from this fitness workout, if I'm doing that, that money substitutes FedEx. That money goes directly to, what am I saying? Money's going into savings anyway, so I can make better products and buy more products. So, yeah. So I was like, okay. So anyway, just to quick recap, as long as I work FedEx, I'm working towards that goal. Now, if I do this is a different goal. That is just, I don't want to say passive income because I'm definitely working, but I'm providing a good product with a shit ton of value up front for then $5, $4.97 a month. Shit, I'll even pay it. I'll sign up for my own thing, dude. I'll pay me $4.97 a month. That's a good ass product. Give me the emails to my email address, you know? That's something that I would like. So, for $5 a month, man. Anyway, and just know that if you were to sign up, those $5 goes directly, and the $50 for initial sign up, if that's what I choose to do, goes directly into the business account that I don't even have yet. That business account buys me more product, better quality product, better everything for you. So that's the idea. So how long are we at? 45 minutes. Great. All right. So we have all that. And by the way, this is all on one whiteboard, by the way. So I was working. And by working, I mean just writing what was on my head. So everything I just talked about, that's what's going on in my head 24/7. I'm always thinking about something. So anyway, all that, and we still have a couple more things. So purely as support to the main business goal, because I'm bootstrapping this motherfucker. And I'm only bootstrapping because I want to learn. And maybe there's better ways. I'm sure there's better ways, but there's no better way to learn than to do. And so that's another quote you can write and make me famous. So just kidding. So the next thing I was like, okay, so what the fuck who am I then? So is my identity then a documenter? Am I a startup entrepreneur? Am I a fitness guy? Am I all of the above? Like what am I? Am I a podcaster? What am I? And I kind of chopped it up, dude. I'm just a dreamer. I just want more. I am a visionary. I want to achieve as much as I can. And I want to unite the people who want to do the same all together under one roof. Because I think that's powerful shit. And, that kind of led me to more development of what the Your New Norm podcast entails and what that even means. Why, and I'm going to touch on that right now. So might even reach an hour on this one, guys. That's crazy. But this is what happens when you have prepared, or when you I'm literally just sharing what's on my mind, but I'm much more articulate and organized because I wrote it down. That's the difference between this show and literally every other one. So I'm going to touch on episode 0 of the Your New Norm podcast, because this is kind of the direction I want to take. And this is episode 0, not episode 1, episode 0. So it's gonna touch on who the hell am I, because this is going on YouTube. It's going to touch a lot of unfamiliar faces. It's going to touch, not touch physically, but I'm putting myself out there so people can see and judge. And that's a whole thing. But who am I? Why did this start, and when did it start? The purpose of the show socially, because I'm going to talk about that. And the purpose of the show personally, which is me getting out of my comfort zone and I want to get on another social media platform, which is YouTube, and see where that can go. Because if I have a certain amount of views per month, I get money from YouTube going straight into the business, or I'm buying back my time. So it's a win-win for everybody. I buy back my time. I get more time to invest in the business and whatever I'm doing to make better products for you, or I put that money directly into the product to make better products, again, for you. So the short-term goals, so this is all episode 0, what I'm talking about in episode 0. So I got to save about $8,000 in the next 5 months. I'm going to start pre-workout supplement company name here, pre-workout product. I'm going to launch the monthly workout subscription bundle. I'm going to figure out how to do this YouTube and podcast shit. I'm going to go for once a week. I'm not committing to that because I don't want to overwhelm myself with everything else I'm doing, because it's going to take quite a while to establish some sort of routine. I got the daily bed project every day, obviously, and then I got 365 days in a row of taking an ice bath. And speaking of which, I think we're almost halfway there. Yeah, so today's 174 in a row taking an ice bath, so that's pretty cool. 108 days drinking a gallon of water, so that's cool. Anyway, those are my short-term goals, meaning this year. So, and then I would talk about in the episode, hey, I'm dedicating my life to building and creating. This is just my way of putting myself out there. And if you want to support, you can. If you don't want to and you think I'm full of shit, you think I'm a poser, it's all good. But none of my shit will resonate with you anyway. So I guess we'll part ways now. So all my life, I've pursued creativity and innovation in every job and hobby I've ever had. I've always tried to do something. I've tried to do something new. I get laughed at all the time, made fun of for doing new things and trying to do different things, or trying to do normal things different ways for the sake of seeing what happens. Develop a hypothesis, test the hypothesis, and then gather the data and make a new judgment from there. So I'm always looking to make things better, make something new, and simply build something out of nothing. I love that shit. I like trying to just make something. I mean, I'm on 209 of my own podcast. I didn't have a podcast 209 days ago. That's fucking cool to me. So building shit is what gets me fired up to go after and get it. I love that. Opportunities are all around us, but they're disguised as risk and labor. And only in hindsight will we realize that the risk and the labor were actually opportunities, and we will only realize them and see them as opportunities. And I took that from Alex Hormozi, very smart guy. And Yeah, and then the podcast values are the backbone, and they're derived from me directly, meaning everything that the podcast talks about and stands for and believes in, everything that I talk about and preach is what comes from me. And like, go figure, but a lot of people have podcasts. It's kind of like a business where they have their core values, but they themselves don't even live life with those core values. So like, I don't want to go out every weekend and drink. I want to stay in and work, hit the gym and indulge in self-development. I want to read. I want to learn. That sounds so much better 99.999875386% of the time than going out and getting wasted or doing something quote unquote fun with quote unquote friends. Okay. I want to spend 5 to 6 figures on an education. I want to spend 7 to 9 figures on building and creating. I think it's powerful shit. I don't want to live a balanced lifestyle. In quotes, I want to live a balanced life. Keyword life. Like, if I work my ass off for the next 25 years, I'm only going to be 51 years old. That means, if you can say, if everything goes well and I want to peace out and I'm done, I have the next 50, 60 years to do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want, for however long I want. That's very balanced. Work 25 to get 50 off. Quotes off. That's balance. Tell me it's not. I don't typically find interest in mainstream shit, pop culture, movies, TV shows, trends, etc. So I'm not going to focus on that. I like to take ice baths, dude. I like to go for weighted rucks. I like to read and learn more about science and psychology. I like to learn from people who have been there, done that. I like to associate with people who desire more. That's what I like to do. And that's not normal. That's not normal, dude. So many people associate with people they don't want to because they're scared of judgment, or they're scared of being alone or whatever. Dude, fuck all that. Okay? This is your new norm. This is what we're doing now. You want this kind of lifestyle? This is what you want to do with your life? Welcome to your new norm. Trying to unite everybody with this same mentality under one roof so we can all share and grow from each other. That's the whole idea. So anyway, that was the brain dump. That's what I wrote down yesterday. It was all in my head yesterday. So I wrote it all down. And I took a photo of this, and I will always have this. I'll probably date it, because I'm sure these photos that I take, I'll probably post on a slideshow in 30 years when I'm giving a presentation somewhere. So yeah. Holy fuck, I really didn't want to do this for an hour. Time to go to bed. It's 9:16 p.m. Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. Sitting in my office in my little townhome, whiteboard, lights on, a laptop on the desk, standing the whole time, holding a microphone. That's how I recorded the show. And that's it, guys. So I appreciate you listening. If you listen to this thing all the way through, that's awesome. This is a milestone episode for sure. Not what I call milestone episodes, but this is something I'm going to save and we're going to look back on in the future for sure. So 209. It's a bummer it's not 208, because that's what Andy's is for Live Hard, I think. You can go back to the audio feed and listen to 208. Mine's 209, I guess. So 209, when I got the first idea for so many different things, when I got organized with the keys to personal success, when I realized how valuable FedEx was. What can I say that word, dude? Valuable. So keys to personal success, realizing how valuable FedEx is. What's my identity? I'm just a fucking dreamer, man. That's it. I'm a dreamer and a builder. Visionary, whatever. And then we got the time blocking. There's actually one more thing I wanted to talk about, dude. I'm going to touch on it real quick because I'm done. I'm done here. This is way too long. But I have a project video that I wanted to work on to be the intro to my social media that I pin to the top page, because I'm only going to focus on one social media platform for one person with one offer, etc. And that's going to be Instagram. I know Instagram better, and a lot of my target audience is on Instagram. So I want to make a video that is pinned to the top of my page, so when people come to my page, they can click on that, see what I'm about, and they can either fuck with or fuck off. Or hold on, they can fuck with me, or they can fuck off. I was going to say fuck off me. That sounds not good. So I'm canceled. So that's the goal. I wanted to make one of those. And that would be kind of what I talked about with episode 0. But the more I think about it, I think I just got to start, take my own advice. Episode 1 of the BKB Daily Podcast Show. Only true homies know what the BKB Daily Podcast Show is. Anyway, episode 1 of this whole thing in this feed is just start. So, just start, huh? Anyway, guys, that's the show. Thank you for listening to this long one. And, you can follow me on Instagram. It's BRQUSE. Nothing on my Instagram matches anything I'm talking about here on the podcast. That's because I haven't embarked in the social media world again. So we'll get there. But right now, I feel really good ending the show this way. I feel really good about the brain dump here and getting more organized. So I'm going to leave it at that. So thank you guys for listening. Again, May 15th, 9:19 p.m. It's Wednesday, 2024. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Hey, thanks for listening, and quick reminder here. So this podcast doesn't prioritize professionalism or quality at all. It's just meant to be a shoot from the hip type podcast with the intent just to get a quick message out. So some episodes might be inaudible in 30 seconds, and others might be 45 minutes and super crisp sounding. So all these are being made so that by episode 7,305, which is 20 years, we can come back and see the entire playbook of how I made it to wherever I'm going. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.